What's up everybody, this is CryptoJuggle, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite projects in the space, and that is LRUN, which is EGLD. And this project is absolutely amazing. I love it. I've been involved since the early days. I started buying LRUN at a few dollars about 1 year ago. I've talked about LRUN to everyone I know, and you're gonna understand after this video why this project has a huge potential even at this price. I think it's a steal, and let's get into it. So first of all, I want to talk about some tokenomics. As you can see, there is a market cap of $2 billion with a daily volume of approximately $200 million, which is quite a lot if you compare to many other projects. And that market cap might seem a lot, but this is a huge ecosystem that has a lot of potential. It's a smart contract platform. So to me, this is a competitor to platforms like Cardano, Ethereum, even Polkadot in some sense, because it has cross-chain features and a lot of very high scalable technology. So as you can see, the circulating supply right now is approximately 17 million, and it has a total supply comparable to the one of Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin has a 21 million supply, and LRUN is slightly below that. So can it reach Bitcoin's price in the future? I believe it absolutely can reach tens of thousands of dollars and get to a market cap of $1 trillion maybe by the end of this bull market. And you'll understand again why at the end of this video, why this is not that crazy to think it's possible. So let's get into it. Now, what is LRUN in a nutshell? I think one of the best feature about LRUN is the adaptive state sharding feature. What is adaptive state sharding? Essentially, it's a way to split the transaction into little shards that allows the transaction to be processed in a very efficient and highly scalable way. If you understand sharding, you might know that there's already a few projects that uses it, like Zilliqa is using a sharding network, but LRUN, to my knowledge, it has a better version of sharding, which is the adaptive state sharding. It is a flexible way of getting additional sharding on the network, which allows for even more scalable transaction speed and transaction cost. Also, LRUN has a secure proof of stake, so you can definitely stake LRUN. And right now, I believe the ROI on staking is approximately 20% APR, which is really, really good if you compare it to other proof of stake projects. One other thing that is absolutely amazing about LRUN is the amount of partners it has in the ecosystem of LRUN. This is absolutely insane. Their CEO just keeps on getting more and more people involved with the project. Just to show some of the partners quickly, I'm not gonna go through the list of those, but just to scroll and show you the kind of partners they are having in their ecosystem in all different area of the blockchain space. So another way to see the partners in an ecosystem picture is that one, which is, I think, pretty neat when you look at it. Again, not gonna go through all of those. It's just to show you the amount of partners that there is and how big of an ecosystem it is. Now you're seeing Meejer in the middle of the screen, and I'm gonna go through what is Meejer, because it is a very important app on the Elrond Network. It's one of their native application, and I believe this is going to bring mass adoption to the blockchain in a very nice way. So let's talk about Meejer for a little bit. Now, they have launched Meejer about 1 month ago, and it has gone mainstream very fast for a few reasons. One of those reasons is that it is very friendly user, and it is what I would call the grandma's wallet, because essentially even my grandmother could be using that wallet to send and receive cryptocurrencies to anyone around the world. Why is it so easy? It's not just about the interface. It's more about the fact that you can use Meejer to send and receive money on your mobile phone. So by just using a phone number or even a hero tag, you can ask people to send you money and deposit it in your app, which is a very secured wallet that you can even stake from, and you'll be able to essentially easily receive LRUN and many other cryptocurrencies through only the mobile phone, which is much more simpler than using public key, which for my grandmother, obviously she does not want to use public key. It's way too complicated for her, and also she doesn't want to secure and make potentially a mistake by not copy pasting the right public key and stuff like that. So it is a very, very unique and new ways of sending cryptocurrencies, and this is only the first of many applications that are gonna be built on LRUN. Next thing I want to talk about is a project which is a partner of LRUN, which I believe is one of the most important partner for LRUN right now. First of all, because it brings DeFi to LRUN, but also because it has very unique feature. And we're gonna have a look at what is Orion, maybe not in depth, but just to mention it. I might go in depth into another video, but it's still in early access, so there's not tons of feature released yet. But I'm still gonna talk and mention it to have an idea of what is Orion protocol, because I think it is a very important project that is part of the LRUN ecosystem. So what is Orion protocol? It is essentially an aggregator of decentralized exchange and centralized exchange. And how does it work? Well, it's a protocol network that you essentially deposit funds into the Orion terminal. And once your funds are deposited there, you can trade, swap with an order book style way. And you can swap to any tokens that you want that are listed on the protocol. And it will aggregate the liquidity from a different centralized exchange and decentralized exchange. So it has a huge pool of liquidity, which is very interesting for a lot of traders. But also because it's built on LRUN, once you deposit your funds, you can interact in a decentralized way with Orion terminal, but without any fees, because it will be running on LRUN. So essentially the transaction will not cost anything once you have deposited your funds on the terminal. Now you will have to pay one transaction from MetaMask or any other supported wallet from the Ethereum network in order to deposit initial funds, which in the future I believe you'll be able to go through the LRUN wallet directly and not have to pay those Ethereum fees. But for now, because it's still in early access and I've tried it, you have to deposit funds through Ethereum network, and then you can interact with the terminal. So it's very, very interesting, very nice user interface, very huge liquidity, and essentially this is probably one of the first gateway to DeFi for Elrond Network. In terms of the tokens, just to quickly mention, it has a market cap of 320 million and a daily volume of almost 50 million, which is a very nice daily volume with a maximum supply of 100 million. So to my opinion, it has the potential to reach definitely a couple $billion in terms of market cap, but it's definitely not as big as Elrond itself. It's just one of their partner that is being built on Elrond. So very interesting. Have a look at it if you're curious. I might go in depth into Orion protocol once they launch all of their features and they're on a live network. But for now, it's still in early access, so I just wanted to have a quick mention at it. It has run significantly in the last couple weeks, as you can see from the chart. So I'm not saying you should buy that. Definitely, I don't know about that. Do your own research. This is not financial advice, and but I think this is very interesting opportunity to be part of the DeFi ecosystem of Elrond. All right, next let's have a look at the Elrond chart. Now this is a chart in US dollar. This is the daily time frame. It is the chart on Binance, and let's have a look at it and see what we can expect from Elrond in the future. So on the daily, what I love about Elrond is, first of all, it is on a huge bullish trend since November, early November. Basically, it has entered a consolidation phase, broken out of it, and now it is on a very nice run since then, and there's no sign of slowing down, essentially. Now the only thing is that in the last few weeks, and that is probably due to Bitcoin cooling down, it has gone in a little downtrend, but we have seen a nice wick and buyback very fast. The green line is the 55 exponential moving average. It has held all the way. We have never closed below it. Now the only exponential moving average we have closed under just for a few days is the 21 moving average, which is the yellow line. But as we can see here, we have quickly came back above it, which is very bullish in my book. And as long as we hold the 21 EMA, we have a very nice chance of just going on another rally and probably retesting the new all-time highs and maybe breaking out and making new highs in the next couple weeks. So that is very interesting to me. Also, what we can see is that we have formed a huge bullish divergence that we can see on the MACD and also on the RSI, which is the same kind of bullish divergence, but we have it on both indicator, the MACD and the RSI. And on the daily, that is probably playing out right now, but it has done that divergence just a few days ago. So for me, it still has tons of room to grow for that divergence to play out completely. Now, obviously, nothing is impossible. If Bitcoin decides to crash from here, Elrond is most likely going to follow what Bitcoin does, at least on the short term, and we might see a pullback back to the $100 region, which is a very strong support region. It's not only the 55 EMA, which I doubt that we will close below that, but we might wick here at around 100 or 105, which would be, in my opinion, a very nice buying opportunity to grab some cheap Elrond EGLD. Now for the targets of Elrond, if we're gonna be breaking out from here and making new all-time highs, what are the targets that we can expect to reach, and what are the targets of resistance that you could potentially take profit at? Now, if we have a look at the fib from the last low, very close to where we did the bullish divergence, we'll have a look and see what are the targets on the fib. Now, obviously, the one I love the most is the 1.618, which is a very round number of $300. So it's not only a psychological resistance, but it fits perfectly with the 1.618. So I really believe that if we break the new all-time high of about $220, $300 will be a pretty big resistance zone, and then we can head for the 420 resistance, which is also a psychological resistance. As most of you probably know, the 420 meme, it is acting very often as a psychological resistance, and not only Bitcoin but many other projects, and I've seen it playing out many times. I'm always surprised to see the 420 acting as a resistance, which is a pretty funny resistance in some sense. And the next target, if we break that 420 barrier, we would have the 3.618 at around $555. 555, another very cute number that acts as a psychological resistance. And after that, the last fib, the 4.272, it would be at $640. So those would probably be my targets if we have another run for LRUN. And from there, we'll see what are the new targets once we have a pullback. But that would be the mid to medium term for maybe a few months in the future for LRUN. We could definitely reach those targets before this summer, in the next 2 to 3 months, in my opinion. Obviously, we could reach those targets much faster if Bitcoin decides to have a huge run up. Well, I believe LRUN would just follow it and probably outpace Bitcoin. So it could potentially reach those higher targets in 1 month if we have a very, very nice month. But I would guess it could take a little bit more than 1 month to reach those targets. And afterwards, then the sky is the limit. Obviously, long term, like I mentioned earlier in this video, I believe LRUN can reach multiple thousands of dollars and probably tens of thousands of dollars in the long run. So we'll see when we get there. So that's it for the technical analysis on LRUN. And this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, ask me anything about LRUN. I would love to answer those questions. And click that notification bell on so that you can notified when I post new videos. And have a nice day. Hope you liked it.